Good morning. God, I'm sorry. I need to go to bed earlier. A lot earlier. So, here's what happens. And I'll tell you guys the other thing in just a minute. So dumb. I woke up at 8 a.m. to a phone call. This is what I'm talking about. I should have put. Oh, man. It's like what I'm making this video about. This client calls me this morning at 8 a.m. So she hires me for tomorrow. She calls me. And I'm like, good morning. Just like literally, I was sleeping. She called me. I woke up. And she's like, yeah, I hired you. And you were supposed to be over here this morning. And I was like, sorry, you were for mounting the pictures, correct? She's like, well, yeah, I mean, I don't know why you never came over. And I was like, I tried communicating with you and you did not say anything. Well, you see, it's not my fault. I'm new to TaskRabbit, so I don't know. And I didn't get any of your notifications. I'm like, I was like, I understand that, but I have other clients that are hiring me, so I can't just wait for you, is what I told her. It's like, if I waited over 24 hours for you to hit me back and you never did, so I had to forfeit. Because you didn't say anything. And she's like, oh, well, when can you come over? And I'm like, well, I don't want to work with someone like this. So I told her, well, I'm fully booked today, and I noticed you booked me for yesterday, or for tomorrow. And she's like, oh yeah, so then tomorrow at 8 a.m. works then, okay. And I was like, well, no, it doesn't, because I don't work Sundays. I don't know why I'm popping up. Once again, I am working Sunday. I work every day, but I don't want to deal with this chick. And I was like, look, I can't help you. I'm sorry. You reached out to me when my schedule was open. You never said anything, and I can't forego other jobs just to keep my fingers crossed that I can work with you. She's like, oh, it's not going to take too long. It's 12 pictures. I already have all the measurements and stuff. I just need them hung up. And I was like, I understand that, but I have other clients. And she's like, I'm like, wait a minute. It's like, and I'm thinking in my head, it's like, just because you said that you measured everything, it doesn't mean that you measured everything, you put the correct markings on the wall for where the hooks need to be hanging. Like, you haven't measured the same way. You've measured the wall, you've measured the items on the wall, and you've kind of done the math of how far distance you want in between them. So, yeah, all the legwork's done, but all the markings on the wall, do we know where we have to put each individual picture, or is that going to be a thing that I'm going to have to do and make all these micro adjustments? Because especially when you're making a stupid collage on a wall out of a bunch of photos, that you have to have it right the first time, because even if one is slightly off, the whole thing is screwed up, and you only get one chance. You can only put one nail down. So. That bagel place, Lunchbox, that place is really good. Well, it's a breakfast place, but all day breakfast and lunch. That place is so good. It's pricey, but it's definitely worth it. And I did say hi, didn't I? Just in case you're still here. Hi, what's up? I'm so tired, so getting Starbucks. Anyway, yeah. So the thing that happened yesterday is, so my son went down for his nap. It took me a little while to find this stupid wireless media drive. I found it. So here's the deal. I recorded the video on my phone. I need, in order to transfer it from the phone to the iPad, I need something in between. And I have a SanDisk media drive. It's not very fast. It transfers pretty slow. Well, obviously when we're talking like video segments that are 15 to 20 minutes apiece. So I had to put in 3 of those. So it took hours to do. With traditional hard drives, obviously, it's like that. It's like nothing. It's like, oh, it's nothing. But it just took a while. So by the time he woke up, the videos are now on the iPad. I have to sit and edit, and I just didn't have any time yesterday between dealing with the boys, you know. So I'm gonna edit today. As every day that goes by, it's like I want to write more and more. So I'm gonna edit the hell out of this video. I'm gonna get it up for you guys, and I'm gonna write. The thing is that sucks is multitasking on an iPad isn't. It's like you can do it, like you can multitask some apps, but for like productivity stuff, you really can't. So in LumaFusion, when you upload a video, like you finalize an upload, you can't, like you literally cannot touch anything else on there. You can't click home. You can't do anything else. It's the same thing with the video. When I was uploading the video from the media drive to the actual iPad, you can't leave that screen. You can't leave the app. You can't go mess around with something else in the background, you know, and have that do a thing in the background. You have to be on it, which is kind of lame. So yeah, there's pluses and minuses to working on the iPad, but you know. I was messing around last night writing. I was going through and editing some stuff from yesterday, or the other day, 2 days ago. And I didn't even get to write yesterday. Damn. Yeah, so I was editing some stuff last night that I was writing, and I was using the stylus to kind of get a feel for it. Yeah, it works good enough. It's not wonderful, but it just doesn't have the pinpoint precision. It does help though. Yeah, can I get a large mocha frap with caramel drizzle and that's it? So, I need to rework that damn prologue. Because every time I like go back and I go through, the diary entries are a little bit all over the place. Someone requested to see the book. They wanted to take a look at it. So I sent them a copy of the rough draft. And days later, you know, I was like, all right, that you went out of your way, you wanted to know about it. I sent it to you. Have you taken a look at it? It's like, oh, I looked at a few paragraphs. Yeah, it drones on and on in the beginning about a bunch of political stuff. And I'm like, so in my head, it's like, I don't even take offense to that because I kind of know that this person right out the gate isn't necessarily the type of person that would really grasp these things. So, and the kind of the whole point of the story, you know, there's a lot of political stuff that goes on in it. So, I mean, especially in the prologue, there, you know, the old Standards Workplace and Wages Act, of course, there's going to be some pretty heavy political stuff. So, but aside from that fact, the prologue is an older version of the prologue. There was an updated version of it, but something happened to it, so no idea where that's at. I mean, when the hard drive failed that I had it all on the M.2 drive back on my computer, it's all gone, so. But yeah, I haven't even messed with that in a while. And what'd she say? Something about like, I'm not sure those two guys became friends, and I'm thinking she's referring to Scott and John. So she probably read the prologue and got a little bit into chapter 1. It's literally explained in chapter 1 how John and Scott became friends. They kind of ran into each other, and things were kind of good from there. They had a little altercation upon first meeting. So later on, they even talks about how he met Will. Doesn't go into specifics. That he met him up in the north, and I do have to explain their meeting, not in depth, but I do have to like kind of get into it a little more. There was a job. Well, actually, no. There was that job that they did together, but. One of the things I've been debating is whether or not I should give Will a chapter. Just one solitary chapter, just so you can kind of understand things from his perspective. I'm going to kind of leave it a little bit more ambiguous. I don't know, like, there's a lot of different things that's going around. The thing is, this book, like, a lot of my ideas I've kind of scrapped because the book would just be way too long. Like, there's so many smaller, intricate details, so I'm trying to focus on the ones that matter a little bit more, and kind of reference the other ideas that I had. So a lot of these ideas for Chicago, they're still a thing, they're still prevalent in Chicago, but they're not so much so in the forefront as my initial thought. So for example, one of the things I thought of with Shaw's group was the IG girls, Instagram models. They're, during when the big reset hit, there was a group of them that were doing some convention in Chicago. And then the more and more I thought about it, that doesn't really line up with the rest of the timeline, because up until the big reset, there was already riots and stuff going on. The US dollar was like tanking. There was already tension and civil unrest. So why would there be some sort of convention in Chicago if things were already kind of going downhill before the actual reset? It's when the reset hit, that's when all poop hit the fan, It's when all chaos ensued. And so that's one of the reasons why I kind of scrapped that. The way that I decided to keep that idea in is that there's a character that when Scott gets up to the north, he meets up with, and she used to be an Instagram model, but now she's working for Shaw. So she kind of has her own little. She's not super prevalent to where she gets this crazy long backstory, but she has enough about her that's interesting as a character to be a part of this crew. So. So yeah, I'm just kind of doing the motions, kind of going through it. I promised you guys I'd have a video up last night. Sorry I didn't. What's up? Yeah, I literally went into this long-winded explanation about the video. So the time that I could have been editing it and set it up for upload, it was recorded on my phone. I had to get it on the iPad, which is where I do my video editing. In order to do that, I had to transfer it from my phone to the media device, from the media device to the iPad. And it took about an hour and a half each time to do a transfer. And that's so I can edit today, which is what I'm going to actually do now. I'm getting coffee and some drinks, some rock stars, and then when I get home, it's all the footage is there. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to do my rough cut, my rough edit, which should take about an hour, and then I'll spend another hour or two kind of dressing it all up, editing it just right, so it's good for you guys. Then I will upload it. I'm not going to put it on a scheduled time or anything. It's going to be immediate, so you guys will see it. And all my stuff I do on the back end, I'll just have to do after it's already uploaded. So all my SEO, my thumbnails, all that stuff. So, yeah. That's basically where we're at with that. It's looking good. It's fine. So, yeah, and like I said, I try to be a man of my word, but technical difficulties do happen. So I'm just gonna get it going. I had this client this morning, which I talked about earlier, and I'll just reference it again since you're here. She hired me like 2 days ago. I had to forfeit the job yesterday because she just wouldn't answer. She wouldn't say anything in chat. So, and she hired me to mount. She's like, mount pictures is all she wrote in the description. I'm like, kind of need a little bit more than that. And I started trying to talk to her, and it was 24 hours. And over the course of 24 hours, I sent her multiple messages, and I told her, look, I'm going to have to let you go. I can't. If you're not going to respond to me, I can't do any work for you. I have to confirm everything in chat. I explained all of this thoroughly. She calls me, wakes me up in the morning, 8 o'clock, and she's like, yeah, I hired you on  and you never showed up, so I'm trying to figure out why. And I was like, And she's like, yeah, so I wouldn't let me call you, so I had to hire you again for Sunday, and so I'm calling you now because I'm trying to figure this out. And I was like, yeah, you never responded to me. I messaged you again and again and again. You never said anything, so I had to let you go. And she's like, well, it's not really my fault because I'm new to TaskRabbit. And I'm like, it's not your fault. Well, it's not my fault that you didn't write me. I can't approve a job and go to it. I can't approve a job and go to it if you're not gonna say anything.
Have a nice day.
Oh, no receipt? Yeah.
There you go. Have a nice day.
Thanks. Here's a simple life hack for you guys. I don't give two shits about a receipt from Starbucks. But it turns out, and I found this out a really weird way, because I did a Postmates job a while back. I needed a receipt. They never gave me one. And I was like, I kind of need the receipt. I mean, and the guy's like, well, we're out of paper, blah, blah, blah. Or, oh, I already went past the thing on the machine. I can't really pull it back up right now. And I was like, well, what am I supposed to do? I need the receipt. And they're like, oh, we're so sorry. So they handed me a gift card for $4, which it's not a crazy amount of money, don't get me wrong, but it's good for a free small drink or whatever. So I've kind of gotten in the mode of, I don't go to Starbucks often, but when I do, I always ask for the receipt for the hopes that maybe they will screw up again and hook it up. So I might lose you guys. I'm going down this road, but you guys will get back to me in just a second. So okay. I did want caramel drizzle on it. That much is true. I didn't want it that much. That's a bit intense, but okay. I guess that's what we're gonna do today. Anyway, I just wanted it on the top, you know, make it fancy. So, anyway, this chick, man, and I'm talking on the phone, and yeah, I'm available today. I'm available tomorrow, but I don't want to go work for this chick. To make a long story short, I already went into the whole long-winded thing. If you want to check it out later, go ahead. But man, seriously, it's like the whole video I'm making now. Like, you just have bad clients, and already ahead of time, this girl doesn't value. She doesn't like. It's maddening that, and this happens a lot. There's a lot of clients where they hire you, and there's another one too that I've been talking to since yesterday. They hired me yesterday. I got to call them today. They didn't say anything at all. It's an IKEA job, so that does kind of make sense because it does get a little confusing because IKEA clients think that everything's done by IKEA, so they usually don't even have the app. So they have email notifications, but a lot of times those go into spam boxes because it's an unfamiliar email. So I get it, so I gotta call that person, try to arrange things. So, but the only reason why I'm actually gonna put a little bit more effort in trying to get a hold of that person is because it's a job that's actually worth a lot more than going and hanging up a couple photos, you know. The more the job is worth, the more effort I'll put in. Kind of makes me feel like a shitbag for saying that, like I'm lazy or something. But it's true, man. It's like these 1 hour jobs and stuff are such a waste of time, especially like when they're really far away. So it's like I'm not as enthusiastic to go do them because it's, if anything, it costs me money to go do these jobs, you know? So, when I try to do my upsells, I try to say, hey, do you need anything else while I'm there? No. So. Starbucks hack, dude. It's yeah. Here, I'm petty, man. I am like the pettiest dude in the world when it comes to me being a consumer. I will file a complaint so freaking quick, it's ridiculous. I went to Chipotle about a week and a half ago, and the portions that they gave were super small. The guy at the front was like, oh yeah, it's the lunch rush, so we're trying to kind of save the food that we have. And I'm like, this is half the amount of food that we normally get. Like, why are you like hardly giving me, like I'm paying for this, yet I'm not really getting what it's worth. And he's like, oh, it's just, you gotta kind of deal with it, man. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll deal with it. They're like, oh, we'll send you some gift cards for free meals. Two of them. And I'm not trying to tell you to do that to like go out and scam people and shit, but as a consumer, if you have a poor experience, you need to say something. You know? No, it would have been my job, but I don't want to work with the chick. You know, I'm not in a position where I should be picky. You know, I got bills to pay and shit like that. And, you know, I shouldn't be picky. I really, honestly should not. But I am, because I look at the longevity of it. It's like, there are so many times where, like, I'll know ahead of time that the person I'm dealing with is difficult, but I go do the job because I need the money, and then it's not worth my sanity to go do the job once I do it. So I'm trying not to be as picky, so there are some jobs I normally wouldn't do, provided that the client in our interactions are relatively decent, you know? Like, I know they're not going to give me a headache and not going to give me a hard time. They're going to let me go do my thing. Yeah, but, you know, I'll do those jobs that I normally wouldn't. Yeah, I'll go do it for those people. But this chick, no, I don't want to work with her because she doesn't like take anything seriously from what I can tell. Like, she's just one of those clients that has her own business, her own project in mind, but doesn't care about how the other ones are affected.
Hello, may I help you?
Yeah, could I get a large, are you guys still doing breakfast?
We're doing breakfast, yeah?
Okay. Yeah, can I get 2 sausage McMuffins with cheese but no egg?
Do you want just the sausage and cheese?
Yeah, the sausage and cheese McMuffins.
Yeah.
A hash brown and a large Diet Coke.
Okay, so I got you 2 sausage McMuffins, no egg, a hash brown, and a large Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Okay, your total will be $5.60 on your first window. Thank you.
Draw that line for Sandy's sake. This isn't for me. This is for Trista's Bob. I know, for real. It's not. It's like I gotta keep my own sanity, you know. I'm gonna stop by the gas station of the house, get some more coffee. Trying to do any rock stars today. I'm drinking them too much. So not that coffee's any better, but I need that pep, you know. Just need this damn book to be done. Thank you much. Sorry about that. It's like all over the place. I wonder if I complete this chapter today. That'll be good. 1 chapter. Oh, can I get some syrup? Oh my god! Thank you much. Oh man. Okay, headed home now. And because because the road I'm going on, as always, I will lose you guys temporarily, but we'll make it work. So, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get all this stuff. I'm gonna head home. I'm gonna make myself a bagel, and then I'm gonna edit this video for you guys, get it uploaded. You guys can enjoy me discussing stuff about these clients and whatnot, and go from there. So once the video is uploaded, I think it's 11:30 now. I should actually be able to start editing within 20 minutes. Let's hope. I think video should be up somewhere between 3 and 4. So for sake of argument, let's say I start editing at 12, right? Because I'm going to make myself a bagel because I'm hungry. This isn't for me, like I said. So I go home, I do that. What else? Hour for the rough edit. And all the rough edit is just kind of like the parts of the video that I'm definitely going to keep in. And then the actual edit, which takes the longest, is figuring out what to do at different time frames, putting in music, this, that, and the other. I want to actually make you guys have an enjoyable video instead of just talking at it. So, and I think having this, and it's going to be nice trying to use this stylus to kind of work with it. It's not, the precision on it isn't the best, but fortunately in the editing software, the sliders are a pretty decent size. So, yeah, should be good. Oh, okay, yeah, so we'll be up at nighttime for you, so. I could have gone, what was I saying? I think they're going straight. I don't know which direction they're going. I'm not, like, there was space I could have gone, but you know what? No. I'm like, yeah, when I'm driving, man, I do more often than not give a lot of other people the right of way because an accident is just not worth it, man. It's like even when I'm in a rush, I try to let other people go ahead of me because I just don't want to deal with it. You know, sit and slow is smooth, smooth is fast. So, how old do you think I am? Let's play that game. You tell me how old you think I am, and I will let you know if you're close or not. And I'll also let you know the actual number. I don't get that a lot, but the number obviously changes depending on the size of my beard. So, come on. Pulling into the Speedy Mart. Booyah, there we go. Alright, let's run in real quick. Howdy. Let's see. What we got? Coffee smoothie. Why does that just sound disgusting? Oh, hey. Sure.
Anything else?
That'll be it. too much. You have a good one. All right, well, the answer's taking a bit long to get here. I am 29. 29 years young. Back home. Hopefully a parking spot is still there. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-da. 29 years young. 29. Hang a left into the community. Drive nice and slow. You don't want to piss the manager off at the office. The hell am I doing, Macy boy? Oh, what's up, Foibles? I'm trying to wake up. Watch the VOD and you'll understand the interesting morning I've had so far. Anyway, I'm actually just about to get off because I have to edit a video for you guys. So, yeah, of course someone took the spot. Of course! Ha! Of course, it's Saturday. Oh, there's an open spot. We're gonna take it. Yep, I filmed it yesterday. I was hoping to record it yesterday, but I ran technical difficulties. You know, you run into these problems when you try to do all your productivity on an iPad. So, things happen. Anyway. When's the next podcast? Not many people watch those, to be honest with you. And they're actually quite a bit of work. It's not a lot of work to record, but it's a lot of work to upload. Because I have to, even though it's just audio, I have to make it into a video and then this, that, and the other. So, because my audience is on YouTube, I do have other methods of putting it out as just an audio-only podcast, but I would have no audience there because my audience is on YouTube. And I've tried in the past to have my audience go elsewhere. No one wants to go elsewhere. So I have to work with what I got. So, and because not a lot of people actually watch the podcast, like even my own viewers, like they don't watch it, they don't comment on it. It's like they might have like maybe 10 views and the average view duration is like 3 minutes. It's like, as much as I love it, I might as well just go live because I prefer it live anyway. Of course I would like a podcast, but podcast by myself sucks. I would much prefer to do a podcast, but having another individual. But because it's just me, it's not worth it. So the way for me to make it worth it is if I at least had another person to talk to, because then I could have a conversation could be had and I would at least get some enjoyment out of it. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Oh yeah, what is it? Alright, Foibles, I gotta close it off. So do me a favor, if you want to hear the sound of my sultry voice, watch the VOD. Great, that's fucking wonderful. Alright, bye.